how to dug it, ayy. They be like, Smooth, what? Can you teach me how to dug it? You know why? Cause all the bitches love me, ayy. All I need is a beat.
What's going on, YouTube? It's Rohseanz here. I'm going to be doing a Mermail Atlantean deck profile post Cosmo Blazer. So it does have a few of the Cosmo Blazer cards in here. So let's get right into the deck profile. First and foremost, we have Moonglacia, the Elemental Lord. Great card. You can search it out with Dragoons. One of the power cards of the deck, being able to have that drop 2 cards out of your opponent's hand at any given time is really, really great. God, my throat. So yeah, definitely run the 1 of in the deck. Plays double Mermail Abyss Megalo. He's going to be one of your main discard outlets for the deck. If any of you don't know what his effect is, you discard 2 water monsters to special summon him, and when he's special summoned in that way, you get to add a Abyss spell or trap from your deck to your hand. And I play 1 Mermail Abyss Lead and 1 Mermail Abyss Teus. Abyss Teus is going to be your 1-card discard outlet. He is a 1700 by 2400. So you can just ditch 1 to special summon him, and then when he's special summoned in that way, you get to add a level 4 or lower Mermail monster from your deck to your hand. So he's very, very good for setting up your plays and searching out your spikes to do other things with. And Mermail Abyss Lead, he's one of the secret rares from Cosmo Blazer. He is a 2700 by 1000, so he is a big beater. He's the 3-card discard, and when you discard 3 to special summon him, you can add a Abyss spell or trap from your grave to your hand. He also has the added effect that you can tribute 1 Mermail monster to take a card from your opponent's hand and put it to the graveyard. So he's a really big beater. I only run 1 of him because you don't really want to draw him, but he is amazing because he does tie with Gores at 2700. So those are the big beaters. Both of these are from the Cosmo Blazer set. And then I'm playing 3 Mermail Abyss Pike. He's 1600 by 800, level 4 monster. When he's normal or special summoned, you can discard a card to search a level 3 water monster to your hand. So that's a way for you to search out either the Atlantean Marksman, or you can search out your Genix Undyne, which is the more popular play. And I'm running double Mermail Abyss Lind. She's kind of like the giant rat, if you want to say, of the deck. And she can bring out any of the Mermail monsters, so that's usually the easiest way for you to get out your Abyss Lead, and then, you know, he's good to go. So she does tutor out the deck, and all of those Mermail monsters can be special summoned with the Abyss Sphere trap card. And for the last Mermail monster, I play Mermail Abyss Gund. When she's discarded for the effect of a water monster, you can choose 1 Mermail monster in your graveyard and special summon it. So one of the more popular plays is ditch 2 monsters, including her and 1 other water monster, to special summon your Megalo, and then her effect is going to trigger. And so if you discard her and let's say the Mermail Abyss Lead, her effect triggers, and then you bring out the lead and you special summon him. So then you got your 2700 beater on the field again. And mind you, they're both level 7, so you can use them to exceed into Abyss Giles, your Big Eye. Very, very good plays with Abyss Giles. He's very underrated. People don't see exactly how powerful he is. You'll see him in the extra deck. He's a 2800 beater, and he has kind of like a skill drain effect. Now on to the Atlanteans. I play 3 Atlantean Dragoons. Dragoons searches out any Sea Serpent type monster when it's discarded for the effect of a water monster. He's a broken card. There's no way this card should be at 3. He's an 1800 beater as well, level 4. Awesome card. Backbone of the deck, searches 90% of the deck. 3 Atlantean Marksman. When he's discarded for a water monster, you can pop a face down card. Great card. And also when he inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can special summon a Atlantean from your deck. So great card. So you play 3 of him. Double Atlantean Heavy Infantry. He's going to be the face-up popper. So when he's discarded for the effect of a water monster, he pops a face-up card on the field. And he has like a double summon effect. So we run 2 of him. I'm thinking about bringing him up to 3, but 2 seems to work out just fine. I'm only playing double Deep Sea Diva in this build. I don't think you need 3 Deep Sea Divas, and 3 Divas can definitely be a little bit cloggy because you can search it with your Dragoons. But I feel like 2 is adequate, and you run double salvage in the deck, so you definitely don't need 3. You have multiple different ways to get it back. So she's a great card. Look, Supers from Turbo Pack. Shout out to my good buddy Rob Gropper. He picked these up for me way back when they first came out. Double Genix Undyne. Genix Undyne is going to be like your savior in this deck. It's going to allow you to automatically send a water monster to the grave, which is usually Dragoons, so then you get your search out, and you also have to play the obligatory Genix controller. Again, shout out to my good buddy Rob. Dual terminals, very, very nice, fancy. The Genix controllers are normal monsters. Don't be fooled. These Genix controllers go in. Like, you can just summon them if you had to add them to your hand. That's the thing about Undyne, is that you have to add a Genix controller to your hand. That's why I'm only running 2. I spoke it over with a bunch of my teammates and whatnot, and I felt like running 2 is just the best possible situation, because if you draw one of these controllers in your opening hand, it's going to make one of your Undynes dead anyway. So if you drew another Undyne, you're going to have a dead one anyway. So I just want to play 2, and it is level 3, so you can search it out with Mermail, Abyss, Spike. So I just felt like 2 was just a better blend for the deck because they are searchable. And I play the 1 Gores. Gores is just to stop OTKs. There's so many OTK decks out there right now, it's just crazy. So you have to play the Gores. On to the spells. I play double salvage. A lot of the monsters in the deck are salvageable. Just add them back to your hand. It's an instant +1. Double MST. Cards like Macrocosmos and Dimensional Fissure rape this deck, so I decided to mainboard the MSTs. I know a lot of people are not mainboarding them, and if you come across, like, let's say any rogue decks, a lot of rogue decks are now playing Macrocosmos in their main board, so you need a way to get rid of them in the game 1. So that's why I'm running these 2. The Dark Hole, Heavy Storm, Reborn, Mind Control, and Pot of Avarice. Each one of these cards is broken. Everybody knows why they're broken. They're all staples. I want to say the Mind Control is awesome in this deck because you do run tuners. You know, your Deep Sea Divas are tuners, and your Genix controllers are tuners. So you can just, you know, steal their monster and then synchro with it. And for the traps, I'm running double Abyss Sphere. I felt like 3 Abyss Sphere was just way too cloggy. You don't ever really want to draw one, because you can search them via the Megalo effect. So I felt like 2 was perfectly fine and adequate for the deck. My personal text that I haven't seen a lot of people running is I'm playing double Bottomless in the main board. This card will catch people off guard so much, and you can just get rid of their big monsters. If you don't have access to, let's say, one of your Abyss lead plays, just to get rid of that big monster and just not have to deal with it, it banishes it. Great. 1 Mirror Force. You have to respect the Mirror Force. Mirror Force is Mirror Force. Mass removal card. You know, catch people off guard because they don't expect to see things like Bottomless and Mirror Force in the deck. So you just clear out all their attack position monsters, and then you just rely on your Atlantean effects for popping face-ups and face-downs to do the rest of the work for you. And I'm playing the 1 Torrential. I decided, instead of playing the 2 Torrentials, to play the Mirror Force over it. I feel like 1 Torrential is adequate because no one's going to blind MST any back rows against the water deck because they don't want to hit your Abyss Sphere. Because if they hit your Abyss Sphere with their MST, or even, let's say, a Heavy Storm, you're going to go automatic plus on them. So that rounds out the main board. It's 41 cards, I believe. Now, for the extra deck, Gores token, obviously, because you're playing Gores. But you're level 4. I'm playing Armory Arm. Got to play it just in case you need to make that level 4 synchro play. You can equip him to other monsters and give them 1,000 boost to run over things. And then, you know, he also has the burning effect that if the monster that's equipped with the armory arm destroys a monster in battle, you inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's attack. So he makes things really, really big. Like if you needed to, let's say, get over a BLS, you can get over the BLS with that. Cataster, dual terminal. That's my my level 5. I'm not playing the Librarian. I don't like the Librarian play. I just feel like it's a play. It doesn't really give you that much advantage. It's just, and like you have to burn 2 divas to do it. It's just, I don't like that play. I feel like you only really need the 1 level 5, and you know the Cataster does what it needs to do. Any other times I found that while playing the Librarian, it was just better to make a different play. Not try to go and just get like you're going to draw 1 card off of it, and you're only going to have a Librarian on a field and probably either an Armory Arm or a Cataster, depending on what you had on your field before you started to play. But I just feel like the 1 level 5 is adequate. The level 6 that I'm playing is Delorwyn. This card is so broken in this deck. It's so broken. They have this card at 2 right now. If I had another one, I'd probably be running a second one. You know, you can just bounce back. There's so many different plays you can do where you bounce back your Abyss Sphere, you bounce back your Megalo, and your Marksman, and just go super duper plus. He's only 2,000, so I don't really expect him to live through the next turn. But just the fact that if you get his effect off once and you can put 3 cards back in your hand, you're going to go super duper plus on your opponent. The 2 level 7s I run, Black Rose Dragon and Gungnir. Pretty staple in this deck. Black Rose to blow up the field whenever you need to. Gungnir is like spot removal, and because he is a water monster, you get the added bonus of whatever Atlantean effect you did discard. My tech card that I'm running in here is my level 8, which is Crimson Blader. He is so good, so good. When he destroys a monster in battle, your opponent's next turn, they can't normal summon or special summon level 5s, I believe, right? Yeah, they can't normal summon or special summon level 5s. So it's either they're going to take the direct 2,800 damage, or they're going to set a monster and not be able to have any plays for the next turn. So he's really, really good. He's the only level 8 I'm running. I'm not playing Scrap Dragon or Stardust Dragon. I didn't feel like they were necessary. The whole purpose of the water deck is to be fast, and I don't want to have to sit back and rely on a Stardust for protection or a Scrap Dragon to get rid of things. That's what the whole deck is about, popping all the cards that your opponent has. So he's my level 8 pick. Great card. He's from the new set, Cosmo Blazer. He's only a rare, so it shouldn't be that expensive. And my last Tinker I'm playing is Mistworm. Crazy combos with Mistworm. This card wins games. Because he sends things back to your opponent's hand, he doesn't discard, he doesn't destroy. He's amazing. You can just make him and push for game. Just push for game. Put all their cards back in their hand and push for game. It's great. Unless you're like unless you're going to put back like a Gores or a Tragger or something like that. But then again, why would you do that? Clearly there should be a better play for you at that time. But DT, Mistworm, nice card. Now for my Exceeds. I play 1 rank 2, which is Daigusto Phoenix. A lot of people do tend to play the Gachi Gachi. And I just felt like the Daigusto Phoenix, I'm trying to make this deck go forward. That's the whole purpose of playing the water deck, to go forward. And I felt like Gachi Gachi it's just too much of a stall card. And I feel like playing Daigusto Phoenix, you can go for game a little bit more than with Gachi Gachi. That's why I chose the Daigusto Phoenix. My rank 3s, I'm playing number 17, Leviathan, Wind Up Zenmaines, and the new Mermail Abyss Strike. Mermail Abyss Strike, she's really good. You never really want to actually exceed for her. I bring her out with Bahamut Shark because I am playing that type of extra deck build. So when she's destroyed, you get to special summon a Mermail from your grave. Yeah. Yep, you get to target 1 Mermail monster in your graveyard except Mermail Abyss Strike and special summon it. So that's yet another way for you to get the Mermail Abyss lead on the field. So she's awesome. Those are my rank 3s. The 2 rank 4s I'm playing is Abyss Dweller and the Bahamut Shark. Abyss Dweller in this deck, if I make him at any time, he's going to be a 2200. Not only does he gain the boost, I just found out yesterday that he gains all water monsters 500 attack. So he's going to go up to a 2200, and all your monsters are going to receive, you know, a 500 boost. That's like Diva at 700, Diva poking for 7s all day. And Bahamut Shark, 2600 beater. You can detach the XYZ material from him, and you get to special summon a rank 3 Exceed water from your extra deck. So you activate effect of Bahamut Shark, and you special summon your Abyss Strike, and you want to special her in D, unless you're going for game, let's say. But he can't attack the turn after he uses his effect that turn. But she has 2800 defense, so it's a nice big, like, you know, protection on the field with a big attacker on the field. And that's the thing about about Bahamut Shark that people do forget, is that his effect says he can't attack for the rest of the turn. So you can, you know, attack with him, poke for 2600, main phase to detach your monster, to special summon your Abyss Strike in defense mode. And then you'll get whatever card you just you detach for him. Let's say you use double Dragoons to make your Bahamut Shark. After you bring her out, then you'll get your Dragoons effect to search, because he is a water monster. And last but not least, I have my Big Eye and my Abyss Gyos. So many people don't play Abyss Gyos. He's very underrated. He is amazing. He's a 2800 skill drain effect. Amazing card. I don't know why people don't play him. I think he's like $5 or $6 right now. So yeah, that's the extra deck for it. Let's get into the side deck that I like for this deck. First, I'm playing one Lost Blue Breaker. I'm pretty much playing him for all the Macro Cosmos and D-Fissures that are out there. He is a level 3 Sea Serpent type monster, so he is a Diva target. He is a water monster. I chose him over Air Orca because he is a water monster, so if you do draw him, you can just pitch him for your Megalo or your Abyssius or your Abyss Lead or your Pike. You can ditch him for anything. You can also just ditch him for a Spike's effect. You can search him off a Spike. He's great. And if you have another Sea Serpent, Aqua, or Fish type monster on the field, you can tribute him to destroy a spell or trap on the field. So that's a way for you to get rid of the Macro Cosmos that people will be playing against you. Double Thunder King. Thunder King Ryo rapes this format. He's great against every deck, so you have to play him. If you're not playing him in the side, in the main, you have to play him in the side. Double Maxi, mostly for like the wind-up matchup, the Chaos Dragon matchup, but just be very wary, because wind-ups can side Dimensional Fissure, so be wary about how much you do side end for that, because you have to expect that they're going to have a D-Fissure at some point in the game. And I decided to bring back an old card, DD Crow. DD Crow, I found, puts a lot of work in. You can just get rid of it. It's good against every matchup. Against Water and Mirror match, you can just discard one, you know, take a water monster out of their grave, so then they can't drop Moon on Glacia on you. Against Agents, you know, getting rid of one so they can't drop Christia. Against windups, they go windup Shark effect. You go, no, DD Crow, interrupt their plays. He's just great. He hasn't been played in quite some time, and I'm feeling like it's the time for him to come back. There is so many graveyard-reliant decks. Just remember, he does have to get discarded to the graveyard just like any other hand trap. So if they do have like a Macrocosmos or that D-Fissure on the field, you won't be able to discard him. For my traps that I'm citing one Gozen's Match. A lot of people try to max out on copies of Gozen's Match, and instead of maxing out, I'm also citing 2 copies of Skill Drain. This card puts in so much work against the wind-up matchup because they're so effect heavy. So, you know, they flip Macrocosmos or D-Fissure, I flip Skill Drain. Now we're going to have a grind game, and all my monsters are bigger than yours. That's pretty much how it's going to go. The only monster that it's really going to affect in the whole deck is going to be probably your Diva. You know, you can still discard for, let's say, Abyss Pike. The discard is a cost. So you can always